There are 5 reasons why you don't want to buy the RTX 5060. And so those 5 reasons are, and not in any particular order. Number one, the VRAM. So it's 8 gigs of VRAM, which, to be fair, if you're playing at 1080p, there's nothing wrong with 8 gigs of VRAM right now. But if you want to get a GPU that's cost effective and is going to last you for future gaming, then you might want to at least look at GPUs that have at least 12 gigs of VRAM. The 5060, if you get it right now, when it rolls out, then, in maybe 2 or 3 years, you're probably going to be looking at an upgrade, which means that you spent that $300 and who knows, maybe nobody's going to want it, especially with what's been going on. And we'll get more into that here in a second. The second reason that you don't want to get the RTX 5060 on launch and shortly after that is the drivers. So if you haven't heard yet, the 50 series GPUs are having driver issues. Not to mention the fact that NVIDIA decided not to roll out the drivers until launch day. And I'll talk a little bit more about that when I get to reason number 3. It's a little worrisome that they're not rolling out drivers and or review GPUs. That's a bad sign. And again, I'm going to talk about that a little bit during reason number 3. With the driver issues that they've been having with the 50 series, it's a bit of a mess right now. Reason number 3 is the performance, which kind of relates to the VRAM stuff, but it's also related to other GPUs from the past. So previous gens, so like the 4060, if the 5060 rolls out and it's similar in performance to the rest of the 50 series, then you're not going to get a huge performance boost between the 4060, if that's what you already have, and the 5060. Not to mention the fact that if you've got higher end 30 series cards, like let's say a 3070 or above, then it's not likely that you're going to see a huge uplift with the 5060, right? Unless you do the fake frame stuff. And then going back to what I was talking about with the drivers and everything, they didn't roll out any 5060s for the reviewers, right? And, I'm not a big enough channel where I would normally get sent a review model. But there's plenty of other channels out there that do a great job on reviewing these things. And, they didn't receive any review models. The AIBs have the 5060 series. I don't know if they've released any review models. I haven't heard of any. But how can they if no drivers have been released for it, right? So that might be the reason why AIBs that might already have 5060s on hand haven't given any review models to any of the YouTube reviewers. And that's a really bad sign. That means that NVIDIA has no confidence in this product, in the 5060, especially after the rollouts that they've had with the rest of the 50 series. So yeah, it's a bad sign. If you think that they're doing it for some kind of marketing ploy and they actually think that their 5060 is going to be awesome, you're sorely mistaken. There's no reason why NVIDIA wouldn't want to build up the hype before the rollout if it was a great performing GPU. The reason number 4 is pricing. So with the availability of the 50 series models and the current price trend that they're utilizing and the demand for the 50 series, and on top of that, the tariff issues, well, now these GPUs are at scalper level prices, right? Except for maybe the 5070. But even the 5070 is a little on the high side for their prices versus MSRP. And so we don't know what's going to happen with the 5060, right? Sure, they might have a huge volume of 5060s, but you know, if they have a huge volume of 5060s, then there's going to be plenty of availability 1 week or 2 weeks after its launch date. And so the pricing, if it's manageable, will remain. But if they start running out quickly, then, you know, those of you that don't get it at MSRP might have an issue with the pricing. And so it's not even, I mean, honestly, it's not even worth $300. $250 would be a decent price for the 5060, but 300 and up, it's not really worth your while. And the reason why it's not really worth your while is reason number 5 for you not to buy the RTX 5060 at launch and shortly after. So that reason has to do with, like, for instance, this card right here, the 9070 XT. There are other models and other manufacturers to choose from. So AMD is planning on rolling out the 9060 XT and the 9060. There's rumors that Intel might be announcing the A770 model, which is going to be somewhere in the mid-tier to lower tier performance cards, right? And so if Intel's price models are similar to how they rolled out the B580, then the B770, I think I said B770 before, right? Maybe I said A770. If I said that, I'm sorry. I meant the B770. Regardless, if their plan for the B770 is similar to how they rolled out the B580, which came in at $249.99, then it might be a competitive card. If they decide to roll that out at 300 to 320, maybe 340, and it's got 12 or 16 gigs of VRAM, and it's a decent performer at 1440p, similar to the B580, then you might want to wait for that card to come out. Or you might want to take a look at the 9070 XT, or the 9070, or the 9060 XT when that rolls out, or the 9060 when that rolls out. And so you've got choices. You've got time. You've got the ability to wait. If you waited for a while to upgrade, well, waiting 2 or 3 months isn't gonna change a whole lot for you as far as waiting, other than maybe getting better deals and at better performance. So that's the 5th reason. All right, so I think I've spoken enough on this. I wanted to talk about this before the launch date for the RTX 5060 to hopefully help at least one person out there to make a smarter choice for themselves. Hopefully it'll be more than one person, but if I help out one person to make a smart choice for themselves, I feel like I did my job. I know this is a really short video, but I wanted to put this out there before the launch date, like I said, to hopefully help some people out. Anyways, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you at my regular upload day on Thursday or Friday, and hope you join me there. Thanks.